This video is going to help you complete your Tier 2 and 3 tips form. So when you receive your packet, you won't have all these forms that I have down here. You can see at the bottom, but you will have the ones that you need. If you decide to reconfigure your teams, I will give you the forms that you need. So this is for schools that are doing tiers 2 and 3. When you receive your packet, your school will already be populated in here, so you don't need to worry about that. It will be locked so that it doesn't get changed. And then once you get your form, you're going to put in your team members. So I'm going to use my family members' names here. Misty is going to be the coach, and Vanessa will be the data analyst, and Tony will be the minutes taker, and Britt, oops, that's goofed up. I gotta fix that. Let me put it over here. Will be team member. Okay. And once I do that, then I'm going to make a copy of this form so that I'll always have the names of the people up there, so I don't have to type that in every single time. So I'm going to go ahead over here and I'm going to duplicate. Now I have the copy. So what I'm going to do with this, because this is going to be my actual meeting minutes for this particular time, I'm going to go ahead and put in the month and the year. Oh, that already exists. Okay, let's have this meeting then. Well, we can put a number of a day in there. So I don't even know if it's a weekend or not, but there you go. Okay, so this meeting is on October 17th. Okay, so now anytime I start a new meeting, I'm going to come back to my master. I'm going to duplicate, rename, and then take my minutes on the new page. So I'm back to October 17th. So today's meeting, I'm going to put in today's date, the beginning and expected end time of the meeting, and the location. If it's a WebEx meeting, I put in the link for WebEx. If it is a physical location, then I put in the physical location. Okay, I'm going to take roll. So let's see, my team member is absent today. Okay, so now I'm going to go down to my agenda. So team norms, you need to establish those at the first meeting and then review at subsequent meetings. You can check that off. Approve previous minutes meetings. If you send them out ahead of the meeting, then people can look at them and see if they're fine or if there's anything that needs to be fixed. Then all you have to do is get the approval or make any quick changes. The nice thing about having these all in the book together is that you can just quickly make a change and then it's done. Okay, so you review today's agenda. So you've already done 2 of those things. You'll have the SECO data analyst report. There is a optional worksheet in your packet. It's not available upon request. I'm just going to put it in all the packets. So I'll change that later. Tier 2 problem solving and action planning. Tier 2 new referrals. We don't have iSwiss, so this is not available yet, but I put it in there so if we do get it, then we have it. We're going to do Tier 3 problem solving and action planning, Tier 3 fading and exit, Tier 3 new referrals, systems updates and other general information. Anything that's not data-based is a systems update or other general information. And then evaluation of the meeting and the closing, and there's a section below to complete. Okay, so we just reviewed today's agenda. Now we're going to go to the data analyst report, which there's a video for that, and you'll be able to see that in another section. I'm not going to take time to do that right now. So we'll pretend that we did that. So Tier 2 problem solving and action planning is next. So, from the analyst report, you'll get this information. % of students receiving Tier 2 supports and the total students receiving Tier 2 supports by status. So whoever's just starting Tier 2 supports, you'll put that number of students. This is a percentage. This is an actual number. So if you have 3 students that are starting, it'll be 3. If you have 5 students that are starting, it'll be 5. Students that are meeting their goal, you're going to put the number of students that are meeting their goal. Okay, so back to the problem solving and action planning. So you're going to put the student name. This is all based on data. So you'll use your data analyst report in order to do this part. So you're going to look at the student name, their grade, they have an IEP or not, identified problems in supporting data. So you are going to complete this. It is it's text wrapped in this, so the box can get bigger and bigger. The boxes are odd sizes because I was constrained by the columns in my other boxes. So I couldn't have boxes that made sense for the amount of data that was in them. So you just keep typing and it'll all go into one box. Response actions and next steps go here. Who is going to make sure it happens and when are they going to make sure it happens by? You have room here for 3 students. You can do more, but that's a lot to tackle in one meeting. So you can add 1 or 2 more, but I wouldn't add too many more than that. Any more documentation that you need goes here, and you will paste your drill down data here. Now the way to do that, and I don't have any drill down data to paste, but I am going to just make a copy of like the chart on my other screen. And so I'm going to paste it here. So pretend this is drill down data. Okay, so this is rather big for this space. So there's 2 things I can do. I can shrink it and then just make it bigger when I want to see it, or I can add rows. So I'm going to highlight row 41 and I'm going to go to insert row, insert 1 row below. Now I'm going to grab, lines 41 and 42. No, I don't want to move the line. I shouldn't have said grab. It heard me. Okay, there we go. So I grab those 2 and I am going to insert 2 rows below. I want a little bit more room, so I'm going to grab 4 rows now. So 1, 2, why is it moving? I got to quit saying grab. Here we go. So now I'm going to insert 4 rows. There we go. Now it's giant. Okay, so now I can place this where I want it. And I would have 1 piece of data for, at least 1 piece of data for each student. Okay, so now we have finished the problem solving and action planning. So we're going to go up here and click that off. And tier 2 new referrals. So did you get any new referrals? What's that student's name? What grade? Do they have an IEP? Yes or no? And any supporting data that you have, and you can document down here too as well. It's fading exit and graduation. Where did my new referrals go? Oops, it's out of order. Okay, I need to fix that. So we'll come back to this in a second. So new referrals. So student name, grade, IEP, yes or no, the referral date, the date that you guys received the referral, and the referral source and relevant information. So was it a request for assistance form like here? Was it a teacher nomination? Did you find it through Swiss data? And then your response actions and next steps. What are you going to do? You're going to do SECO with them, breaks or better, and then who is going to do it and by when. Any additional documentation can come down here. Again, you can paste drill down data here. I'm not going to take time to do it again. You just saw how I did it. Okay, so this is going to go, I'm going to have to fix this up on the agenda. Okay, after you do problem solving and action planning, you're going to go to fading and exit / graduation. So an exit can occur if the intervention is a mismatch or when self-management goals have been met for 4+ weeks. So if you find that the student's not doing well on SECO, but you think that breaks or better would work better, and like their behavior's like awful on SECO, you don't need to fade them. You can just exit them. That's what an intervention mismatch is. So you're going to put the student name here, their grade, IEP, yes or no, supporting data. Students' behavior's gotten worse, so we're going to exit them out of this and try, there's room for that. Okay, students' behavior has gotten worse since doing SECO. We're going to exit. Response actions, try, breaks, or better. Who's going to do that and by when? So you do that for each of the students that are fading or exiting or graduating. Okay, then you're going to do any additional documentation here. Drill down data goes here. Okay, we already did new referrals. Okay, now we're at tier 3. This is individualized and it must come from data. So problem solving and action planning. Okay, is there an integrity issue with how it's being implemented? Is there an intervention function mismatch? Does the intervention need to be modified? Possible decisions would be meet with the teacher, change intervention, conduct a functional behavior analysis, and get the student a behavior intervention plan. Okay, so you put the student's name, the grade, IEP, yes or no, identified problems and supporting data based on student support team decision rules. Response actions and next steps, who's going to do that and by when? Any additional documentation can go here and paste your drill down data here. Okay, do you have any tier 3 students that are ready to fade or exit or graduate? Same thing as with tier 2, but this is individualized. So you're going to fill in each of these spots here, additional documentation, drill down data would be pasted here. Okay, so we finished that. So now we're going to, we don't do that. Okay, I went and just nailed all 3 of those really fast. Systems updates and other general information. Now we have the end of the meeting. So we're going to do systems updates or anything like any procedures that need to be changed. If you decide that you need to use a different door in the cafeteria for students to come in, that would all be stuff under here. Stuff that doesn't have behavior data. It's just stuff that you've noticed that you need to fix. That would go down here. Everything else has to be backed up by drill down data. Okay, as you're going through your meeting, you're going to be adding agenda items down here. Like if someone says, oh, we need to deal with this, say, okay, let's put that in our next meeting. You would jot it down here so you have it for next time. And then evaluation of the meeting, you're going to go through and you're going to do the check boxes. Remember, if you have so or no checked off, that you have to complete how you're going to improve things over here. You're going to put in the date, the time of the next meeting, and the location, a link if it's WebEx, and the physical location if it's actually face-to-face. All right, when you finish that, this is now in your packet. You don't need to turn it into me because I can see it from your folder. But you might decide that you want to email PDFs of what was done to your administrator or to someone who wasn't able to attend or something like that. So you go to your print icon. Now you're going to have to adjust this. You're going to have to fit this to page breaks, which it was at. So let's see, fit to width. Oh, fit to width work on this one. Okay, so we're going to set custom page breaks in just a minute, but I also want to make sure that I have my headers, which are up here because I've done it before on another demo. So this is the name of my packet. It will say like whatever your school is, tips forms. And then this will have your date over here. So your workbook title and your sheet name. If you don't want that, you just uncheck it. Okay. You could also page number it if you want to. And then the page numbers show up down here at the bottom on the right. Okay. So now I want to do my page breaks because I don't want things breaking up in the middle of a section. Aha, there's my page break. So I'm going to put this way over here for the right hand side. And I'm going to go down here and see where the page breaks right here. So I want the whole section on one page. So I'm going to move this blue line up. Okay, and then I'm going to keep scrolling down. And this one is right underneath document here. So I want all of this section on its own page. Go down, and that looks like it. Now I'm going to confirm the page breaks. And I'm going to go through, okay, nothing's running off the side. And I have my data pasted here. I've got my new section here. And just going down, it looks really nicely formatted. And so we're good to go. So now I'm going to click Next. And I get my print dialog. I can save it as a PDF and then make it available to people either in a common folder or in an email. I can also print it out if I need to for some reason. And then you would just follow the directions for printing. Oh, one thing, if you want to do it on both sides, make sure you flip on the short edge. When you do landscape, short edge. Portrait is long edge. And then you click print, and then you're done. And that is how you do the Tier 2 and 3 tips form.